All right, good Monday morning. We are live and it is another Reset Monday. So, what is Reset Monday? This is our opportunity every Monday to take a reset from going off the rails. So, whether that is in your mindset, whether that is your eating habits, if you're not exercising, it's all of the pillars of health and an opportunity to reset them instead of waiting for the beginning of the year and setting lofty resolutions that are destined to fail within 3 weeks. So, I'm Dr. Paula Ruffin, and I'm here to help you reset each and every week. So, hey, Grow Big, thanks for being here. Appreciate it. And just ask everybody to hit that thumbs up. And let's see, wrong banner. There we go. All right. Okay. So, I've had a few things going on in my own life, and it always makes me think of how this equates to health and what I'm working so hard to teach everyone, and hope to be able to inspire you to step into something a little bit bigger for yourselves. And I have been in practice for 26 years. I'm obligated by law to keep records for 7. So what that means is that I have a lot of clutter. And that clutter is in the form of file boxes, file folders, it's financial documents, it's patient files, x-rays, physical x-rays. I went digital about 5 years ago, but in the meantime, I still have to take care and keep all of these records. So it becomes really overwhelming. I was in another office for 19 years before I moved here 4 years ago. And that other office had 0 storage. So I had taken a lot of my records and put them in my home up in my attic, which meant I kind of forgot about them. And then I did have some stacked up in the garage as well. I looked in the basement here at my new office because I have lots of storage here. And I had 35 plus boxes down there. And I thought, oh my gosh, it's time. It's past the 7 years. It's time that I can purge these documents. What do I do? So a friend of mine said, she said, well, call a shredding company. And at first I said, well, I tried that a few years ago and you needed so much. There was an overwhelming amount. I'm not that what I had was overwhelming for me, but there was an overwhelming amount of documents required in order for a shredding company to come on site for you. Meanwhile, I'd been taking 1 or 2 boxes over to UPS or FedEx, and it would cost me, depending on how much I had, $50 to maybe $150 every time I went. So I knew that was going to be an expensive adventure because I had, or expensive venture. Because I knew I had, I ended up pulling 17 boxes out of my attic, 16 out of my garage, and then I had the other, so all in total, I had about 75 boxes. So that was going to get really, really expensive. So I call this shredding company and I tell them what I have. And she said, well, as long as you had 15 boxes, like those banker boxes minimum, we'll come out and we'll shred them on site. And I went, oh my God, that's easy. So it took me a couple of weeks to get everything compiled, get everything here to the office. I got it here to the office, and then I had my daughter and her friend come to help, and I hired them to move everything up from the basement. And then we still had to consolidate the documents. So I looked in all the boxes, and based on the years and how they were alphabetized, some of them were only like half full. And this company charges by the box. So I spent 2 hours and I just went crazy. And I consolidated everything into 35 boxes. It was crazy. So Grow Big, you have a shredding company coming every month now. Fortunately, I won't have that many documents going forward because I have my patient software is online, and then I have digital x-rays. So I won't have that. So this was a purging of 26 years. But the point is that this stuff builds up. It builds up whether we need it to, meaning I was required by law, or whether we want it to. And I have things at home and in my garage. I mean, the rest of my house, trust me, there's definitely things that need to get purged. So the question is, what clutter is building up in your world and your life that is creating this like emotional tension, and it becomes white noise. We don't see it anymore. So the shredding company comes, and in about 20 minutes, boom, solution done. They had it all done and they were out of my way. It was that fast, but it took a few weeks to build up. It took a few weeks to get everything together, to compile it and put it in the right spot. And if I could turn my camera and show you over in the corner over there, there's about 15 to 20 empty plastic totes filled with file folders that now need to get, I need to get rid of those. I don't need them anymore. So I don't really want to put them in the basement. I think I'm going to post them on Facebook Marketplace or something, but I don't want to take what I've emptied and then put it back in the basement to stay cluttered. So it's really important. I watched or listened to an audio recording several years ago with regards to organization, and something he said, I don't really remember much about the whole thing, but there was one nugget that resonated with me. And he said, if you're doing a load of laundry, you got to take that from the washing machine, put it in the dryer, fold the laundry and put it away. So you have to complete the cycle. And so many of us never complete our cycle. Hey, Rick, how are you? Thanks for being here. Appreciate that. And yes, the boxes, they build up, don't they? 20 years of work on boxes. Oh my gosh, it's so crazy. So you've got to complete the cycle. So my cycle is not completed yet because I now have to get rid of these boxes. I've got to go in the basement, and because it was such a whirlwind getting everything out, I have to now go down and organize the other things that are down there. And there's definitely stuff down there that I can get rid of, not from a shredding perspective, but donate or even just throw away. So, that was 26 years. I was 19 years in one office that I brought over here. And I only, I moved within about 3 weeks. So I didn't have much time to do any organizing. I just needed to, get it over here. So the whole point is that there's chaos when we clean things out. We get into this, first of all, we ignore the clutter. I think it still affects our subconscious. This is oftentimes how we ignore things in our health. If you're somebody, let's just say you're somebody who gets chronic headaches, that you can't ignore that. You have to pay attention to those things that are happening inside your body. Maybe you have chronic digestive issues. Maybe you're not sleeping properly. Maybe you have a short fuse. You just, or you have chronic aches and pains, but you're like, I just have to live with it, and you ignore it. There's always a better way, but you've got to clear the chaos from inside your body. Our bodies get cluttered up. Our bodies get cluttered up from the traumas that we experience through our life, through our lives, and then our daily lives we have stress, we have tension. Again, many of us aren't sleeping very well. When you don't sleep well, you don't heal well. So it's really critical to pay attention to the chaos inside your body. And that's where the chiropractor comes in. Morning, Idaho Garden Girl. Nice to see you again. So we get this buildup of chaos inside of our body, and the chiropractor is like the shredding company. We reduce and remove the chaos from inside your body so that your body can have more clarity, so that your body can have less tension and less clutter, and it can function better. And it was really such a great analogy for me as I was going through the process, because I was like feeling the stress of having to gather everything. Then I was feeling the stress of getting the company here, organizing all of that. And then they took everything, and I was like, oh my gosh. And I felt the relief of all this stuff being gone even before it was gone, because I knew there was a solution. And oftentimes people are walking around with health issues, not knowing that there's a solution, not knowing that what we do in this office between chiropractic care, nutrition coaching, lab testing, rehabilitation, not knowing that we can strategically look at what you have going on and find a solution. So all it takes is a phone call. So we have to come up with that solution. We aren't always the ones that come up with the solution. Sometimes we need a third person to come up with the solution. In my case, someone suggested to me to call the shredding company. I had it in my head that that wasn't an option. And this is oftentimes people are like, well, somebody suggested you should probably just go to the chiropractor. And that, you know, that ends up being the inspiration for people, you know, because they're like, I don't know what else to do. And then they end up going to the chiropractor, and the chiropractor ends up being able to give them a solution and help them and provide them with an option or options for healing and for getting their lives back and improving their sleep, improving their energy and their vitality, getting rid of those headaches, and just helping them to feel better and live better. So I still have work to do. There's, like I say, there's still some boxes here. I still have things to organize. It's still a little disorganized back there. So the work doesn't end when the thing is over, right? So the documents are done, but now there's still work to be done. So this is just a way, is just really great connection to say, when you have physical clutter around you, pay attention to it. I know we all have a junk drawer, or junk drawers. We have a closet, we have a bedroom, we have, you know, clothing, drawers. There's something. So, you know, drop a comment for me or a thumbs up if you're like, yeah, that's me. I have something that needs to be cleaned out and cleared out, and it's driving me crazy. You know, I keep my, I like my clothing on open shelves so I can see it, so it doesn't get lost in the drawers. And I really try to keep my stacks very neat and clean. But, you know, every now and then things get a little, I go to pull something from the lower part of the stack and the stack falls over and I'm in a hurry, and then I don't get back to it right away. So it's just interesting how then you're like, oh my God, I got to get to that. I got to get to that. And it becomes this little thing that eats away at you until you actually take the time to go and refold and restack the clothing. It's as little as that every single day. And it causes stress on our brain and our nervous system, and it takes up our bandwidth. So the more we can keep the clutter cleared around our environment, the physical clutter, the more we can keep the mental clutter away. And, you know, so many of us, morning, Howie, how are you? Food Forest, nice to see you in here. And I appreciate the thumbs up and sharing. Thank you. You know, this whole issue of mindset, this whole issue of mental clutter, what I want you to recognize about it is that, you know, we go through and we're like, you know, yeah, I have goals in my business. Maybe you have goals in your business. Maybe you have family goals. Maybe you have health goals. And oftentimes we get stuck because we have too many other things. It's the clutter. It's the physical clutter affecting the mental clutter. And maybe you just have mental clutter and you've got to get rid of that. So you have to figure out a way to clear out the clutter so you can think clearly. You can open up your body, your mind, your life to more possibilities. You can't, you know, the universe isn't going to provide you with more things that you're not capable of handling. If the bucket is full, you can't put more water in it. So go, you know, pour the water out, water the plants, something, clear it out. So what are you clearing out? Now we're coming into fall. I feel like we go from spring cleaning to summer. Summer's always a big time of physical chaos and physical clutter, because we end up, it's summer. We're outside. We're enjoying the weather. Who wants to stay inside and clean out a closet unless it's a rainy day? So fall is going to be, you know, that's our catch-up time. So now, you know, you could plan these things. You could plan, okay, on September 7th, I'm going to go in and clean out my closet and take my clothes and send them to Goodwill. And so you can make a plan to do that. I sort of, I do that loosely. And what I mean by that is I'll say, okay, I'm going to probably get into the closet this weekend. If it's a nice day, I'm going to be outside. It's a rainy day. I could do that. So timing's an issue, because you also have to make sure you give yourself enough time to be able to do that particular project. You know, you get into the closet and you start to clear out what, you start to clear out the clothing, and this pile goes to Goodwill. These don't fit anymore. I'm going to keep these. This stuff needs washing. So you want to be able to, get things organized that way. But then as you start to clear out the closet and you look behind you and you see this like massive, massive amount of clothing, and you're like, it looks like a freaking bomb went off, right? And so how did that happen? And that's what your body is like. That's what ends up happening, is that the bomb goes off. That's the crisis. So we've been ignoring this buildup, and then suddenly we get the bomb going off. And then you look behind you and you're like, okay, I know it's going to be better. I just need to be consistent. I just need to, get in and start folding and moving things again and continuing to put things in bags and making sure that I'm getting them in the right direction. So it's okay for things to look even more chaotic than they are, because it's going to get better. It's going to get better. Okay. So I promise you it will get better. And Howie says, I do forest bathing, breathing deeply, smelling the flowers, and meditating. I love all of that. And yeah, that's a great mental declutter, getting out in nature, deep breathing, enjoying the world and around you. Breathe in blue color air and breathe out yellow air. Do 15 times and you'll be grounded. Kick off the shoes and go to the beach and smell the negative ions. Great advice. I've never heard of breathing in blue color air or breathing out yellow air. I think that's just probably is that just a visualization piece, right? I would love to know the neurology behind that. And with the negative ions, get out, and after a rainstorm, a thunderstorm, get out in your bare feet. So with those negative ions, get out in your bare feet, put your feet on the grass, and your body, we're just a whole bunch of energy. So that helps to rebalance our energy and make sure that we can calm our nervous system and make sure that we're not in fight or flight. So, all right. So do it, you guys. Clear out the mental clutter. Hey, Urban Gardening, how are you? Nice to see you. Thanks for jumping in. Unfortunately, it's 10:01 and I have to go heal the world. I have people tugging at the door. And let's see, blue is divine and yellow is the toxin. Got it. Okay. Oh, I love that, Howie. That I'm gonna implement that. That's really great. Grow Big says, my problem is my wife makes the clutter, doesn't mind the clutter and mess. I'm the complete opposite. When I clean up her clutter, it doesn't matter. It comes, oh yeah, that's really, really frustrating. Yes, get in bare feet. Yep, stop wearing shoes, be in bare feet as much as you possibly can. So, all right, clear out that mental clutter, guys. And also love the comments. I love how you're telling me how you clear your mental clutter. So drop another comment. Let me know who else does what to clear their mental clutter. This is really helpful. So, yep, works really good on humans to be grounded. I love it. All right, you guys, have an amazing week. Thanks for being here for another Reset Monday. I'll see you Thursday for Chiropractic is Sexy and next Sunday for Sunday Night Live. All right, have a great week. Love you all. Appreciate it. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up button, notification bell. We'll see you soon. Bye.